Everyone has a number. Not the number they have, the number they are trying to get to. The number that is going to change things, that is going to make the month easier, that is going to prove something, that is going to mean that the choices made sense. Most people have been carrying this number for years, some of them for decades. They know it exactly. $100,000 a year, $200,000 a year, 7 figures, whatever the number is. It is specific. It is personal. It is the line between the life they have and the life they are building toward. Here is what most people discover when they get there. The number was never the problem. What they did with it was. The number arrived. The lifestyle expanded to meet it. The savings did not follow. The number that changes everything is not the income number. It is the gap between what comes in and what stays. That number is the one almost nobody tracks. Tonight, 4 people. 4 different numbers. 4 versions of the same discovery. The first story starts with Tommy. You know his number. $212,000. It was a Tuesday in May, 9:31 in the morning. He was at his desk. His manager called him in. The company was restructuring. His entire division was being dissolved, effective immediately. He walked out with a box and a severance letter. He sat in the car for 22 minutes, and in those 22 minutes, he understood something he had not understood before. His entire sense of himself was in that number. $212,000. Not just what it bought, what it meant. He had grown up in a house where money was a source of tension. Not poverty, tightness. The kind of tightness where you knew not to ask for things. He had decided at 17 that he was going to make money. Not because he loved sales, because he needed to prove something to himself, to the version of himself that had grown up in that house. $212,000 was the proof. And then in 22 minutes, in a parking lot, the proof was gone. Here's what Tommy's story is actually about. Not the job loss, the 17 years before it. 17 years of a number going up, and a lifestyle going up with it, and savings that never quite kept pace. Because there was always a reason. The house needed work. The kids needed something. Next year would be the year to get serious about saving. Next year came every year, and left the same way it arrived. The number was never the problem. What Tommy did with the 17 years was, he is building the answer now. $140,000. Things that are for him, not for the story he needed to tell. He is working on it. The second story starts on a roof. Not a specific roof. Every roof. His name was Danny. He had been a roofer for 11 years. Good at it. Well paid for it. In a good year, he made $140,000. He knew how to work. He knew how to show up. He knew how to run a crew. What he did not know how to do was make the money stay. He was not careless with it. He was not reckless. He spent it on things that seemed reasonable at the time. The truck, the house upgrade, the fishing boat he used twice. The streaming setup he bought in 2021 when a friend told him he should try streaming. He tried streaming. He was not bad at it. For 8 months he streamed on weekday evenings, after work. He built a small following. He bought better equipment. He upgraded the setup 3 times. He spent approximately $22,000 on streaming equipment over 14 months. He was making $80 a month from streaming. He is not streaming anymore. He is still on the roof. The truck has 180,000 miles on it. The fishing boat is in his parents' driveway. He is 38. He has $12,000 saved. Not invested, saved, in a regular savings account. He has been making good money for 11 years. He has $12,000 to show for it. Here's what Danny's story is actually about. Not the streaming, not the boat, the system that was never built. Every dollar that came in went through the same account. Income, expenses, whatever was left. There was rarely anything left. Not because his income was insufficient, because there was no mechanism to separate what was for spending from what was for keeping. A dollar that enters a checking account is a dollar available to spend. That is how checking accounts work. They are not designed to save money. They are designed to facilitate spending. The automatic transfer that moves 15% before it can be touched. The system that makes saving the default instead of the exception. Danny never built that system. The money came in, the money went out. 11 years, $12,000. He has decided. The next $22,000 he makes above his basic needs goes into an account he cannot easily access before it can become something he regrets. He is 38. He has time. Not as much as he had, but enough. The third story starts with a good year. Her name was Michelle. She sold medical devices. In 2022, she made $214,000. It was her best year. She had been working toward it for 6 years. She remembered the day she hit $214,000 on the year. It was a Wednesday in November. A commission came in that she had been waiting 6 months for. She screamed in her car, alone, in the parking lot of a client's office. A proper scream. Then she called her mother. Her mother said, "That's incredible." She said, "I know." Her mother asked what she was going to do with it. She said she didn't know yet. She was going to celebrate first. She celebrated. Then she upgraded the apartment. Then she bought the car. Then she took the trip. She also saved $18,000. Not enough, but something. The following year, the territory restructured. New accounts assigned elsewhere. Her income dropped to $68,000. The car payment was $890 a month. The apartment was $2,800 a month. The lifestyle had been calibrated for $214,000. The income was now $68,000. She spent 8 months adjusting. 8 months of the gap between income and lifestyle being covered by savings. By the end of those 8 months, she had $1,400 left. She moved back to a smaller apartment. She kept the car. She could not afford to break the lease early. She sat in the smaller apartment with $1,400 in the account and looked at the car payment statement. $890 a month. She thought about the scream in the parking lot, the 6 months of waiting, the Saturday morning calls. All of it had been real. The work had been real. The money had been real. And then it was gone. And she had nothing to show for the year that had taken 6 years to build. Here's what the good year is actually for. The good year is the year to build the buffer for the bad year that follows it. The $214,000 year is the year to live on $120,000 and save the rest. Not because the good year won't come back, because it might not come back immediately. And the gap between the good year and the next one is exactly what the savings are for. She is rebuilding now, a different kind of year. A year where the savings come first, before the apartment upgrade, before the car, before the celebration. The celebration can wait a month. The window to save cannot. The fourth story is the quietest. His name was Roger. He was 76. He had spent 40 years in business, building it, growing it, selling it for $750,000. And now, sitting at the kitchen table on a Tuesday morning, with the confirmation on the table and the coffee going cold, and more time than he knew what to do with. He had a number for 40 years. First, it was $1 million. He got there. Then it was $5 million. He did not get there. The business sold for $750,000, which was enough. More than enough. He had lived well. He had built something real. He had worked very hard. He printed the wire transfer on plain paper. He put it on the kitchen table. He and his wife looked at it for a while. Then she went to make coffee. He sat there. He tried to feel what he had expected to feel. He had thought it would feel like completion, like the end of something, like relief. It felt like relief for about 3 minutes. Then it felt like Tuesday morning, with nowhere to be. He says this carefully when he talks about it. Not that the number was wrong. Not that the work was a mistake. Just that the number was always a proxy for something else. And he spent 40 years chasing the proxy, without being entirely clear on what the something else was. He thinks it was freedom. He thinks he had more of it than he realized during the years he was building. He also thinks he left some of it on the table. Some Saturday mornings, some dinners, some slow evenings that he turned into working evenings, because the number was not there yet. The number arrived eventually. Not the number he had been aiming for. Close enough. He told his granddaughter last month. She is 22. She works in marketing. She makes $58,000 a year. He told her about the 15%. He told her what he wished he had understood earlier, that the number you earn and the number you keep are two different numbers, and the one that matters is the one you keep. She listened. She set up the automatic transfer the following week. 15% of every paycheck into an account she cannot easily access before it can become something else. She is 22. She has time. Roger sat at the kitchen table after she left, with the coffee going cold. He thought about the number, the one he had chased, the one that turned out to be a proxy for something else. He is still working out what the something else was. He has more time now, more Tuesday mornings, more walks. 4 people, 4 numbers, 4 versions of the same discovery. Tommy earned $212,000. He built very little of it. Danny earned $140,000 for 11 years. He has $12,000. Michelle earned $214,000 in her best year. She has $1,400. Roger earned enough to sell a business for $750,000. He is sitting at a kitchen table, wondering what the number was actually for. Here's the number that almost nobody tracks. The savings rate. Not the income. The percentage of income that becomes wealth instead of lifestyle. The number that financial researchers have identified as the minimum for long-term wealth building is 15%. Not 15% of what you wish you made, 15% of what you actually make every month, before the lifestyle expands to absorb it, before the apartment upgrade, before the car, before the celebration. 15% first. The rest is the life you build on what remains. Tommy is learning this now, at 34. Danny is learning this now, at 38. Michelle is learning this now, after the years she forgot. Roger learned it, too late to go back. Not too late to tell his granddaughter. The number was never the problem. The number was never enough. Not because it was too small, because the number that matters is not the one you earn. It is the one you keep.